would be no hope. So just look inside. There's an answer waiting, because you and I, we were created to love, created to love. We've got one chance to make a change in the world around us that's falling down, because we've got one life to live. So take every moment and seize the day,
Tonight we have our favorite skincare expert on the set, Miss Judy Bycura Morrison. Welcome to the set, Judy. It's been a while.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here today.
Well, I'm excited to have you, and we're going to talk about something that is the buzzword everywhere, and it's micro needling.
Yes.
And everybody's talking about it. So tell us a little bit about what it is.
Microneedling is a procedure done with a pen that is, you charge it, it has battery operated, and it has different settings. You put different needles on it, and you moisten the face with whatever product you're using. Usually start it at a 0.25 millimeter depth, go all the way up to 2.25 millimeter. The 0.25 is good to start with because you don't get bleeding or any trauma to the
just so our audience
skin.
can understand it, what it is, it's a needling process
Yes, it is.
for the skin.
It's needles,
And
several needles.
And what it does, it helps the collagen
Right.
come
It opens
back.
the skin.
Opens the skin. It helps sometimes with acne or problems with the skin. And so go ahead, just so, because a lot of people, like, we know what it is and it's the buzzword, but just for our audience out there that maybe doesn't know yet what it is, they'll know
Right.
tonight. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Exactly. It's a really great procedure. If I were having it done, I would go to a medical facility or a medical spa. They do have rollers,
Right. That's at home.
derma
You can do it at
rollers
home,
that you
right?
can do at home. That can be a little touchy in that they have to be washed clean and sanitized.
Right.
You usually get a solution to sanitize it, and of course wash it with soap and water. Again, you have to be very careful, because if you do too much trauma to the skin, if you have a really heavy hand and it's a roller and you're rolling it
Right.
over your skin, if a little does really good, then if it's deeper, it doesn't work that way.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I've seen so many people have this done, and their face looks like raw meat. So is that, I mean, you could do it in many different ways.
Right.
And you could do it lightly or like raw
Aggressively.
meat. Yeah, aggressively, which is
Aggressively.
almost like a laser. So that's not something that is probably the best procedure, correct?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Now, usually it will come in a series of three, at least three.
Right.
Acne clients may have a few more. It's something that needs to be done the right way.
Right.
And whoever is doing it needs to be trained to use the wand that you use. And that's why at home, if you're very careful and you do the research on how to do it correctly, use the right products, make sure your skin is very moist
Right.
when you're doing it, it would probably be okay. But for me, I would go to a spa or a medical office. It's going to cost more, of course.
Right.
But at least if something does go wrong, there's someone there to take care of it.
Because you have seen patients where something has gone wrong.
I
And
have.
so let's tell our audience, just because we need the audience to be aware, we need them to know that things can go wrong
Absolutely.
if you don't go to an accredited or certified
Right.
spa. So you said you'd seen someone that had
I
an
did.
infection in their eye?
On their upper lip.
Upper lip.
And around the outer areas of each eye.
Right.
And that was the second treatment that she had.
Right, and so that is not something that's going to go away very quickly.
No,
it's going to
it's-
have to heal.
Right.
And sometimes it can scar, correct?
It could. The microneedling actually started when, years and years ago, with tattoo artists. taking
Right.
care of scars that had the gnarled collagen. What you see in hypertrophic scars is collagen. And all
Right.
that gnarled skin is actually collagen. Breaking it up to flatten it out.
Right. So what you're saying is you highly recommend it.
I do.
But go
I
to
do.
a person that is knowledgeable in the
Right.
field.
Right.
And, you can do it at home, but
Right.
be very aware of what can
Yes.
happen and read the directions, watch the YouTube or whatever.
Absolutely.
I know I've had it done from you and it's amazing. And you do a light one. You do,
I do a
very
light one.
light. And so it wasn't the raw skin. But there's something else you want to touch base with too for our audience tonight.
Right. Well, I really wanted to say that be extremely, extremely careful. Don't go out of your home or an office without sun protection because your skin is open.
Right.
Because these little needles, there's several of them.
Right.
It's a group of needles. So the whole area of your face is open.
Right.
So if you get out in the sun, in the heat, it could cause post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation.
Right. And that can cause major scarring.
Yes, it can.
Once you do it. Because, I mean, our audience out there needs to do a sunscreen each and every day.
Every day.
Every day. But if you have a procedure like this done or any procedure, you need to protect the skin. Yeah. Well, it's always a pleasure having you,
Thank you.
Judy.
Thank
You make us all beautiful, one face
Thank
at
you.
a time.
Thank
and
you.
we're so thrilled to have you with our TV show family here. I'm so thrilled to have you as one of my besties. And we hope that you'll come back. You have the best skincare tricks. And when you come back, we want to talk about getting your skin fall ready.
Okay,
Okay, so you'll come back on the set with us?
absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing all the little tips on micro needling. And we want our audience to be safe, get it done, but go to an accredited spa and do your research on it. And the benefits can be great, but you just have to be aware of what can go wrong. So just be careful.
Right.
To view this entire episode or to view other past episodes, please visit our podcast site at DebraKennedyShow.com.
Tonight we have the world's most famous plastic surgeon, and we're very lucky to have her right here on our set tonight, Dr. Kara Criswell. We're excited to have you. You do have some famous traits there. You're one of the few women in the industry. And tell us about the hospital. You have some, tenure there.
I do.
Yes, you do.
Chairman of the department, which has been great.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I can brag on you. That's a little bit. But tonight I want to have you always have the ever-changing world of plastic and cosmetic surgery is ever-changing. And one thing that doesn't really change is the good old facelift. Now, I'm going to call it facelift, but you have a medical term. And talk to our audience about why it's so popular and why it is the #1 procedure.
Well, I think the reason why we've kind of come back around to the facelift is that despite the fact we have all these fantastic minimally invasive procedures to really help with overall facial rejuvenation, the only thing that really does take care of some of the extra skin and sagging is surgery, and it is the facelift. Now, facelifts 20 years ago, patients would be locked in their house for 6 weeks with bruising, swelling. You couldn't really leave the house, but we've had such great improvements in our techniques that really now, after about 2 weeks, people could be out and about, makeup on, and really not notice that something hadn't been done surgically to them.
Right.
So it's become a great way to have a maximal result with minimally invasive procedure.
And you said there's very little pain associated with it.
It's surprising. You would think that surgery on the face would be rather painful, but honestly, patients don't even take pain medicine with it. It's
Right.
really remarkable how well people do with that procedure.
So you go in for the procedure. Usually you go home that night.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then you sleep elevated
You do. And
for
you
how
have,
many days?
Well, the first night you have a pretty big dressing on, and that big dressing helps kind of compress the areas that you've had surgery on so that it helps with swelling. So the first night, probably a little uncomfortable, and we do encourage our patients to sleep with their head elevated again to help with swelling.
Right.
Most surgeons will take down that big dressing the next day, check and make sure everything looks okay, and then just put a small compression dressing on, kind of something you can remove and take off.
Right.
And that is on 23 hours a day for the first week. So you're home, you've got this not so cute little chin strap on,
Right.
and that's for the first week. At the end of the first week, you have some of the sutures removed, and then you can just wear that little strap at night.
Right.
So that really, and it's not much more uncomfortable than wearing a bra, I guess.
Right. That's a good correlation there. Yeah, good analogy.
So people do very, very well with it.
Well, a lot of people partner it with other things. Like if you want your eyes done, or you want cheek implants, and the great benefit is it takes away the turkey neck.
Absolutely.
Right.
It
So-
really can change the whole jawline. That's really what you're doing with a
Right.
facelift. With our facelifts, oftentimes we're doing fat grafting as well to help with the volume. It used to be that we would think youth was just tight skin.
Right.
But now we know that youth is not only just tight skin, but it's also volume. So with the
Right.
combination of both, you do get more swelling, but you have a better result.
Right. And I always like to tell my audience, because I love you guys, that it's really good to go to a certified plastic surgeon, cosmetic surgeon that knows exactly what they're doing, and look at before and after pictures on their websites and just really feel comfortable with that surgeon, because as you know, that can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. You could have catastrophic results with a facelift if you do not go to a well-trained, board-certified plastic surgeon who does that procedure all the time. It's your face.
Right, it's your face. You can't. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want a mistake on that, because
No.
we have seen multiple mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. And
Right.
if someone keeps pushing that envelope,
right.
it's not a good look.
And that's why we have the best here. We're going to come back with another topic that you are not going to want to miss. All of that when we come back with Dr. Kara Criswell.
Are you or someone you know interested in being a guest on the Debra Kennedy Show? If so, go to DebraKennedyShow.com and click on the Be Our Guest tab. We're a lifestyle show, and we're always looking for experts to bring on and share information and knowledge and something they're passionate about.
Now we're back with Dr. Kara Criswell. Kara, we're going to talk about the new push gift for the 20 and 30-year-olds out there, and that's called the Mommy Makeover. I can't tell you how many people ask for that. Women ask for that for their push gift. I'm like, what's a push gift? I didn't have a push gift when I had children, but apparently that's the thing now. So tell us what the Mommy Makeover is.
So it can be a combination of things, and it really just depends on what each individual wants or needs. So when we talk about the Mommy Makeover, we're usually talking about some kind of rejuvenation of the breasts and the abdomen. So it could be just a breast lift, it could be a breast reduction, it could be a lift with an augmentation, just an augmentation. With the tummy, it's usually an abdominoplasty, plus or minus some liposuction. And that's usually what we're talking about with the Mommy Makeover. And adding the two procedures together really does not add significant time in terms of healing.
Right.
Because really, once you're working on the area of the trunk, there's really not a significant more discomfort associated with it.
Right, and I think that's great too. But I said laughingly about the push gift, but women do give birth, and their bodies sometimes change, and sometimes
They all change.
They all change, and as hard as they work trying to get rid of like the little pooch, and sometimes they just can't. You know, or
Absolutely.
maybe they lose, volume. So I think the Mommy Makeover is a great push gift. Don't you agree?
I agree. I think it's wonderful to go through being a mom, but at some point you say, I kind of want my old body back.
Right.
And so it's nice to do that, go through all that and be proud of that, and then kind of reverse the changes that went on with it. And this is a time of year where a lot of people will do that. Finally get the kids back into school. I think everyone's really celebrating about that.
Right.
And now in the fall is a good time to have that surgery that is a little bit longer downtime.
Right.
And in the fall is a good time to do it.
And I think it's great that women celebrate themselves, because
Absolutely.
it used to be women felt like they had to put everyone else before themselves. But I think in order to love yourself and really be a better mother and be a better wife and be a better friend, if you do things for yourself that make you feel good, you can give so much more.
Absolutely. And I think with social media, you see all these women who are going through pregnancy and they look totally perfect and they've got no stretch marks, and like 2 weeks later they're wearing a bikini. And
Right.
yes, there are some people that are able to do that if they have nutritionists and people who let them work out all the time and take
Right.
care of their child all the time. But for the most part, you got to deal with, it kind of takes a year at least to recuperate from being pregnant and having a baby. So I think there's some ideal goals out there that social media has pushed onto the mom. But I think it's good to offer an opportunity to get that, to be able to get that back.
So I think we've covered all the bases. We are going to do, something great for the women out there that are turning 40, 50, and 60. We're going to make them feel great about themselves so they can look like they did, in their 20s and 30s. Not quite just themselves, but a better themselves like they did in pictures. And then for the new mommies out there, we've got a total new makeover for them. So we have got it for everybody tonight. But in closing, I do want to say I get so many emails when we miss Brian tonight. He's in surgery, so we're excited to have you. So many emails about different questions. And one, the most common, is lipo. And, what can it do for me? What is the downtime? And is there anything on the home front that's new with that?
Well, liposuction is a great procedure. It's, again, one of those minimally invasive in terms of incision, but maximally invasive in terms of result. So what liposuction does is deflate the skin. So if you have a thick skin, fat underneath the skin, this liposuction deflates that. So you can really change the contour. So it's not a weight loss, but it is a contouring. And so we've had some great opportunities to be able to contour the body and then take that fat and graft it back into areas that might benefit from that. So one of the things a lot of patients are doing is they're liposuctioning their abdomen, their flanks, and their lower back as part of the contour, and then grafting that fat back in their buttocks.
Because that's the big thing now.
It is the big thing.
So it's not a quick fix for those people out there, beautiful, wonderful viewers that email us. It's not a quick fix. It's not going to take 20 pounds off of you. It's not going to take 10 pounds. It's really for the person that works out and they just can't get rid of a little extra fat, or they have a little bit here or there. So it's really not a quick fix.
It isn't, because it's not instant gratification. It does take a while for that skin to retract, for the swelling to go down. But rather than just kind of taking everybody down, what we've, in a size, we've now done more of a contour.
I love that word, contouring. Like you contour a face with makeup, why not contour the body with lipo, right? I love that. Well, thank you so much. You're always amazing. We're so happy that you find the time to always stop on our set. And like I said, you're one of the absolute favorite guests of all our viewers out there. So
thank you.
We appreciate it. So Dr. Kara Criswell, making bodies and faces beautiful, one person at a time. Tonight I have this handsome chef in the kitchen with me, and he's going to be showing us how to do some amazing homemade guacamole. It is the amazing Chef Armin.
Thank you. Thank you, Debra.
I'm so excited. I get
Pleasure.
so many emails like with your segments and all of your great ideas and tips, and we're going to start tonight with a homemade guacamole.
And this is really simple for folks at home. So what you want to do is take a nice ripe avocado like this. You're going to take your knife, and a lot of people kind of mutilate them before they even get them apart. So I'm showing you a nice simple way to do this. Take your avocado, just twist it. You've got it already in half. You're going to take your knife. Be careful now. Get it nice and deep in here.
Oh, wow.
And then we're just going to take this and drop it off into the trash. Now while I'm opening a couple of
I love
these,
that.
I'm going to show Debra how to scoop the avocado out.
Okay.
So you're just going to go in here with your spoon,
Okay.
and there's your avocado.
All right.
All ready to go. So I'm going to let
you
you
do that?
scoop those while I open a few more.
Sure. I love the freshness. I love avocado. It's good for your skin. It's good. It actually tastes amazing.
And don't worry if you get a little bit of brown spot in it. It's just, guacamole, so it doesn't matter if you have something that you can't see once you add your other ingredients too.
Of course, I'm going to scoop around the spot right there, Armin, now that you told me that.
Right, now I went through and cut a few of these earlier, so you see how that comes right off of there. So we can take it, twist it right apart.
That was a highlight for me. Just
Remember,
knowing how
try
do
not to
that.
chop your hand. Just
Yes.
get your...
No injuries on the set tonight, please.
Exactly.
That would be bloody guacamole. We don't want
Bloody,
that.
no, we don't want that.
No.
We'll Bloody Marys later.
Yeah.
So we're going to finish scooping this out. You can use a fork or you can use, your spoon. Just want to make sure you don't get any of that skin in there. So she finishes that. What I'm going to do is add our other ingredients. Now you can make guacamole however you want. You can add it, make it spicy. You can make it not spicy. I like to make it not too spicy. I really don't like raw onions in mine because I get heartburn, but you may like raw onions, so knock yourself out. I'm going to add a little bit of lime juice. This is going to keep your, it's going to keep us a little
I
wet
like
there.
that little spritz.
And this is going to keep it from browning. So you want to just add like a half a lime, a whole lime. We're going to mash it. We're going to add some fresh cilantro. about a tablespoon of that. Then we're going to add some fresh diced jalapenos just to give it a little kick.
Little kick or a lot of kick?
A lot of kick. And you can leave your seeds in it if you like a little more kick. This is a whole jalapeno, so that's quite a
You
good
left the
kick.
seeds in there? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
So it will have a little bit of a kick. Now we get one more avocado to add to
A
this.
lot of a kick. So if you want it not to have such a kick, then take the seeds out.
Take the seeds out. Now I like to add tomatoes. Once again, the citrus in the tomatoes helps keep the avocado from browning. So I'm gonna help you out a little bit here, Deborah.
Get those muscles
You
on
want
there.
to keep it nice and chunky, so it's not like you just bought it at the grocery store and it's all whipped up. So now we're gonna add our tomatoes. We're gonna take,
That'll take a little of the bite out of the...
right, it'll take a little bite out of the jalapeno
Yes.
too. So you can serve this gluten-free and not use chips. You can put it in a bowl, you can put it on a salad, and you can keep breaking up your guacamole, or your avocado rather. It's got a nice color, it's nice and thick.
I like the way you've added the tomatoes.
And the tomatoes will keep it from browning for quite a while. So once you do this, I'm gonna let Deborah go ahead and taste for me.
This was so quick and easy. So we did avocados. We did just a little jalapeno. We did tomatoes. We did cilantro. And that's
we
pretty
want to
much
add
it.
just a little bit of salt and pepper
Salt
in
and
here.
pepper.
Because you can't have enough salt and pepper in
No.
anything.
And then I get the taste test.
You sure do.
Oh, I
Just
love
mix this
it.
up a little bit more. We've got some fresh chips. We make these at Armin's Catering, and they are basically flour tortilla wraps that we use, and we deep fry them. Like I said, you can do this with plantains. You can do it, just have it on a spoon to try it, but Deborah loves her chips.
This is heaven.
So it's very simple.
Fresh. It's simple. I mean, I could eat this whole bowl. It's amazing. I mean, you do that in 4 easy steps. We did it in 3 minutes. And for our audience, as I'm salivating, for our audience members out there who didn't catch all this and didn't write down quick enough, we have all of Armin's recipes on DebraKennedyShow.com. Go into the podcast and click on Armin, or go to the search engine and Armin's Catering, and you'll see all of his great recipes. This one will be a hit, I am sure. We need to post this on your website.
Yeah,
'cause
we'll
this is
post
so
this
quick
on
and
both our
easy.
website and hers. So like I said, simple, easy guacamole, easy ways to cut it. Fresh infused water is a nice
Let's have a
touch
little
too.
water. Tell us about this real quick as we
This is
close
some
out.
fresh cucumber and mint water here, and I use fresh herbs from my yard, basil, mint. All these things grow really well in the South, so it's a nice way to freshen up your day with some nice citrus like you have here, or some mint and cucumber.
And as we close out, I'm gonna have to have another bite. What a
Cheers.
perfect way to drink more water, to eat fresher, and enjoy life with just a little infused water and some guacamole. Let's say goodbye, to
Cheers.
everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who danced on the floor in the round. She said, I am the one who danced on the floor in the round. She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she calls a scene. Then every hair turned with eyes I dreamed of being the one who danced on the floor in the round. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. And mother always told me, be careful who you love. Be careful what you do, 'cause a lie becomes the truth. Hey, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. But the kid is not my son. She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. 40 days and 40 nights, law was on her side. But who can stand when she's in demand? Her schemes and plans, call her dance on the floor
strong advice. Just remember to always think twice. Do think twice. She told my baby we danced till 3, and then she looked at me, then showed a photo of a baby crying. His eyes looked like mine. And go and dance on the floor and around, baby. People always told me, be careful what you do, and don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. But she came and stood right by me, and just a smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon, and then she called me to her room. Hey, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one, but the kid is not my son, baby. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. She says I am the one, you know she did. She says he is my son, breaking my heart, baby. She says I am the one. Billie Jean is not my lover. 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 Billie Jean is not my lover.
When you look around, see the tears falling down in a world so cold, where there seems to be no hope. So just look inside. There's an answer waiting, because you